Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to show you guys how I make these Starbucks cups that I have in my Etsy shop and on my website. They are very easy to make. They make great gifts, or even if you just want to make one for yourself, very quick and very easy. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that step by step. So the supplies that you're going to need for this project is a Starbucks cup. You can use any plastic cup, glass cup, if you want to use a wine glass or a water bottle, whatever you want to do works. I'm just showing how I do this Starbucks one today. The things that you will need for this craft is your mat. As you can see, I have a pretty pink one. This is not the original Cricut mat that you can get for your Cricut. This is by the Paper Studio. I got mine at Hobby Lobby. It is amazing. I don't think I will ever buy another Cricut mat again. It is not worth the money. These are way cheaper. I got these at Hobby Lobby for $15, but it was a pack of 2. But as you know, Hobby Lobby has amazing sales all the time. They're having a 50% off sale right now on all of the Paper Studio products. So it made it $7.50 for 2 mats, which makes it $3.75 per mat, which is insane compared to the Cricut prices. You'll also need some vinyl. As you can see here, I already have some vinyl already cut on my sheet. I use the opal vinyl for this just because I really like how it just gives it something extra because it's super pretty, but you could use any plain colors, glitter, vinyl, whatever you have on hand. I typically only use the tech wrap vinyl on the Starbucks cups because I don't know if you can tell, but like on the Starbucks cup, it's kind of like a matte finish. So only permanent adhesive vinyl will stick to these types of cups. But for plastic or glass cups, you could use any adhesive vinyl. I prefer the tech wrap vinyl because it just sticks on really well and it's just a premium high quality vinyl. It is a little more expensive. The vinyl that I got came off of the tech wrap website, which I want to say it was $22.50 for a 15-foot roll. So that's great for a premium vinyl. You'll also need some rubbing alcohol, something to weed out your design, scissors, and a ruler or tape measure, of course, to measure out your vinyl. And then I have this gigantic roll of transfer tape that I got off of Amazon. You can use any transfer tape, or I used to use a thick roll of painter's tape, but it's kind of hard if you're doing the Starbucks cup and it has this logo in the middle to see the logo through painter's tape. So it just helps if you have a clear tape. I got this huge roll of transfer tape off of Amazon. It was $23.95, but it is a 6-inch by 300 feet. Yes, 300 feet. So this will last me a long time. But typically one piece, I can use it on several different pieces of vinyl before I throw it away. So let me show you guys the next step.
So I am on my projects and this is the name file that I use. You can use any font that you want. And this is the flower that I use. I got this file offline and it's actually an outline of a sunflower, but I'm not going to use the outline. I'm going to weed out this yellow design, and what's going to be left is the petals, and that's the vinyl that we're going to be putting on the cup. So I'm just going to go over here to make and then continue, load in my mat and cut as we normally would. So I'm loading my design in my Cricut and I hit the cut button so it starts cutting my design out.
So to remove your vinyl from your mat, especially with this holographic type vinyl, it's really easy to bend it and then there will be a crease in the vinyl. So it's better if you bend your mat instead of the vinyl whenever you're peeling it off. So I always just get like a corner up and then I usually turn it upside down. Then I just bend my mat away from the design. Like that. And then it is good to go. So when you're weeding your design, You should always grab it by one of the corners. And then I always use the end of my pick to kind of push down the design. I usually tear mine like that so that it's easy for me to just pull it away. But you can just, once you get that much off, you can kind of just pull and it'll kind of weed itself on the edges like that. So we're just gonna keep going here. I would say that the holographic vinyl is probably a little bit trickier to weed out than any other vinyl because it can rip and tear so easy, like just like that, if you're not careful. So I will say, if you're like just starting out, to just take your time, don't rush it, because it is really easy to rip this vinyl and you do not want to rip it because it will ruin your design. All right, so now that we have weeded out the edges, now I'm gonna weed out the outline so that all I have left is the sunflower petals to go around my Starbucks logo.
I will say that this design does take the longest to weed out of all my designs, but it is so worth it in the end because it is so pretty. And there you have it. We are all done weeding our design. I love it. So now we are going to take our transfer tape and put it on our design so we can put it on our cup. So I always just pull out the transfer tape from the roll and kind of just eye where I need to cut it. Then I put my transfer tape on my design and just smooth it out and make sure that there's no bubbles or anything. Usually I have like my scraper tool and I'm rubbing it down, but I of course don't have that laying around. So I'm just using my fingers and the back of my scissors. Then I'm going to turn my design upside down and peel up the back of the transfer tape. And then I'm going to set that aside and prep my cup. So I take my rubbing alcohol and a paper towel and just put a little bit on it. And then I wipe my entire Starbucks cup. It sanitizes it and it also takes off any residue or oil or anything that could prevent the vinyl from sticking on the cup. Okay, so now I'm going to take my design that's on my transfer tape, and I usually just eye it, but this is why I was saying earlier that you have to have the clear transfer tape so you can see the logo through it. And I just center it up, and then I always press down in the very middle of the design, and then I just slowly work it out one side at a time so there's no bubbles or creases or anything. And then I just very slowly peel up my transfer tape. You don't want to just rip it off because you could rip up some of the vinyl. And then with that same piece of transfer tape that I used for the sunflower, I'm going to use that for this name, because we don't waste around here. And like I said before, you can use the same piece of transfer tape multiple times before it's not sticky. So I'm taking the old piece of transfer tape and putting it back on the backing so that I can use it for another project later. Now I'm going to take the little piece of transfer tape that I have prepared for my name, and same as before, I'm going to use the back of my scissors to push down the vinyl on the name, turn it upside down, and peel away the backing. Then I usually like to look at where my logo's at and try to put it directly in the back, perfectly centered. And I like to angle my name unless the customer states otherwise. Press down on the middle of your design and smooth out just like we did before, so there's no bubbles or creases in your vinyl. And then you're just going to slowly peel away your transfer tape. Simple as that. How cute. So we have a personalized Starbucks cup for this customer. I love this opal vinyl. It's iridescent. It's like my favorite vinyl to go on these Starbucks cups. And I think it looks great with the color changing confetti.
So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any crafting tutorials.